It is super duper late.
It's almost midnight.
11:50 Sunday night.
It's late. We gotta head to bed. All right. I think that's gonna be it today, guys.
All right, guys.
Have a great...
No. It was a really good day. I started the day doing nothing. Started the day, woke up, played some video games, hung out, had some breakfast, did nothing, which was great.
I honestly don't really remember what happened this morning.
You painted miniatures. You painted a bunch of miniatures. You got a lot of things painted today. I was really impressed. Did you paint like 5 or 6 miniatures? I paint 5 characters. 5 miniatures. And 2 bad guys, so that's 7. That's 7.
No, sorry. 5. There were 5 players, but I only painted 4, so it was 6 total.
Okay.
6 miniatures in the space of like 2 hours this morning. They were not very detailed.
Really impressive. So our D&D game started at 1.
Yes.
This is for Tal'Dorei Day, correct?
Yes, this was Tal'Dorei Day today. The whole weekend was... Wait, what? Oh. The whole weekend was games set in the universe that Matthew Mercer created for Critical Role, or at least on the continent that he created, Tal'Dorei. And so I decided to run a game for... friends who are Critical Role fans, or critters as we are called, and then I ended up dragging in this one who has not listened to a single episode or watched a single episode of Critical Role.
Correct.
Plus our friends Emily and Will, who have just started watching and listening, so they definitely got spoiled for a couple things today. But my friends Natalia and Leighton came over and we had a really super fun time. It was a really good time.
The only thing I knew about this adventure was that it was going to take 4, maybe 5 hours.
I'm never allowed to say that ever again.
Yeah, we started at 1. It ended at 11:30.
Yeah.
It's just what happens.
So,
I mean,
if it was legitimately just the campaign and just the encounters that I presented, it wouldn't take.
But that's not how I play. That's not how Emily and Will play. And it's not how
anyone I've played with plays D&D.
There's a lot of role play that goes in when we play.
I think everybody spent the first 2 hours just role playing. I didn't do anything except I set the story hook after about 45 minutes of role playing, because they just wanted to role play for so long that finally I was like, oh, okay. And so Kynan Leor shows up and he has some stuff he wants to talk to you about. Yes.
How did it feel to have one of the Vox Machina's characters show up?
Oh my god, Percy showed up! I didn't know if anybody from Vox Machina was going to show up. And then they ended up going up to Castle Whitestone, because the entire thing was set in Whitestone. And they talked to Percy, and I got to play as Taliesin, as Percy. And it was really wonderful.
It was good? I mean, I don't know.
Legitimately, I was very nervous. As they started walking up to the castle, I was like, holy crap, I'm gonna have to be someone. Am I gonna be Cassandra, which is Percy's sister?
Okay.
Am I gonna be Percy? Am I gonna be Vex? And I was like, I can't be Vex. I can't do it because she's my favorite character. That would have been too much for me to be Vex. And so I was like, she's not at the castle right now. She's out doing Mistress of the Grey Hunt things with Trinket. She is in the Parchwood. I don't want her anywhere close by.
Okay.
I don't want her here. And then I was like, Cassandra is fine, but not very exciting for everyone, so I guess that means I have to be Percy. Oh my god, I have to be Percy. And that was the thought process running through my head as you guys were walking up to the castle.
So apparently I arm wrestled someone?
His character arm wrestled Trish the Dish.
Don't know who that is.
Oh my god.
But
and he lost.
I lost. I have a strength of 20.
He rolled terribly.
I rolled 2 1s.
It was really bad.
It was
he
really
literally
bad.
was like, dude.
But apparently...
Because you critical failed.
But apparently she's like...
She's awesome.
So, I mean, I not
she's
knowing...
She's a member of the Pale Guard, and she's first was introduced at an arm wrestling contest.
Not knowing who she was, I was kind of... I would have been happy either way. One winning or... critically failing.
Okay, so question for you, because you don't watch the show, and anyone who doesn't watch the show, you haven't gotten anything that I've said so far. Did you still enjoy yourself and have a good time, even with the amount of things that were specifically Critical Role based? Did you feel like you were Like
no,
that
no.
the adventure suffered for not having watched it.
What I would have compared it.
I want your critical opinion.
What I would have compared it to would be watching a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
And not catching the Easter eggs.
Okay.
You still enjoy it.
That's
you still totally enjoy the movie.
Yeah.
Still enjoyed the game. But I didn't get the Easter eggs.
Okay.
Which still is fine. You know? It's like, once again, you see a Marvel movie and the real Marvel fans are like, oh my goodness, did you see Howard the Duck? Was the collector had him?
Yeah.
Just little things that it's okay.
So I tried to pepper things throughout that would be critical role-y, especially when they were in Whitestone. When you guys were in Whitestone. Once you left, everything went out the window. It was all just stuff that I made up, other than at the very end when I told her it was stuff about the legendary amulet.
This is what really I don't understand.
Huh.
You prepped for this.
Yeah.
How much of it stayed the course that you wanted? Give me a percentage.
Of what you guys actually did?
Yeah, what we actually did.
Actually mapped out to what I thought.
Yeah. How
I pictured it going. 65%.
See, that's what's just amazing to me.
Yeah.
So you had to prepare all this stuff with the hopes.
In my binder. I have a whole binder.
With the but with the hopes of that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
And 40% of it, we kind of just did our own thing.
Yes. So I ended up adjusting the plans midway through for how I wanted everything to end. Completely different than how I originally planned it, because it was dragging on for so long. So it got to a point where I actually sped up the fight.
Because we were role-played for so long.
Yeah.
So
but also because it was getting late and I knew this was a one-shot.
But this was
so there
a one-shot.
no like putting it on hold and coming back to it later. If that had been the case, then I would have kept my plan and you would have done more of the things that I thought you were going to do.
Okay.
I also was surprised by the lack of sneaking that you guys did. Like, you didn't try to get into the house other than kicking in the front door.
Well,
like I expected there to be like, that's why I put a side door in. I figured if you guys showed up during the day, you were gonna try to sneak in and find like where they were staying.
I just slammed it through the doors open.
Vampires, man. You sneak in during the day and you fucking find them and stake them.
Yeah, no, that's not what I did.
But that's not what you did, which was fine. I didn't expect you guys to kill the hostages. Totally killed the hostages.
I mean, I didn't do that.
That was Kilda. Yeah, sorry.
No, but it was really good.
But there were definitely things that you guys, that I had to ad-lib. I didn't plan any of the stuff when you guys went to Castle Whitestone. I didn't plan the arm wrestle fight with Trish the Dish, and those actually were the better moments, and those were the parts that I didn't plan, that I didn't have.
Well, I mean, that's
and part of it is because it's exciting for me, because I'm coming up with it on the spot, but I also can't be unprepared. Like, I can't be in and be like, so yeah, I guess you guys are gonna go to this house that's like out in the woods that like people think is abandoned.
But I see. Okay, so that's the thing with D&D. Like, as much as I'm gonna compare it to a video game. As much fun as I can have playing a video game where you're on rails.
Yeah.
You know, these open world games
are very fun.
Right. The main quest is great, but you can totally get lost and have so much fun doing side quests.
Oh yeah.
And I think whenever I have played with you or ever, especially in our group, we tend to do a lot of side quests.
Yeah.
And they tend to be one of the most memorable moments of the game.
I was not expecting to go furniture shopping in this game.
We were furniture shopping at one point.
I didn't actually know where, so there's a guard who has actually been charmed by one of the vampires, and he informs the vampire that people are looking into the vampire, and Emily's character tracked him, and I had to have him be at a place, and I made it a furniture shop, and it turned into a thing where two of the characters found a table they were really excited about for their guild.
Crazy.
And so they like, she rolled a 27 on investigation in the room, and I was like, you find a table, it's an antique priced at regular price, and she like, it was a turning point.
Yeah,
for
no,
her.
it was.
She was so excited. So you know, they literally, it was like Whitestone was the Hudson Valley. They drank a lot of tea, read a lot of books, went antiquing, and then happened to kill some vampires. It was great. It
was a really good time. You did a great job with the map, with the miniatures, with the story.
I get to do it again in 6 days.
Do it again in 6 days.
Sarah Dell is back. We are having our homebrew campaign on Saturday. Guess what?
You gotta get the other episode up.
I have to get the other episode up, but guess what?
What?
I'm not ready.
Okay. One last thing.
Yeah?
I printed something out.
Eric 3D printed this.
3D printed it. I didn't design it. I found it on Thingiverse. But just like a regular box. But if you listen, there's some dice in there because it holds dice and some minis. It has a top also.
And it even has a hole for the pencil.
A little pencil in here. I do like it. My one thing with this is this part is way too thick. It does not need to be that large, that thick.
It's pretty thick.
So I'm going into a program now, not Thingiverse, Tinkercad, and I'm actually going to slice this piece in half to make this a little bit smaller.
Because everybody needs a good way to store their dice,
minis and
pencils.
I'm really happy with it. I'm going to use some Smooth On afterwards to kind of smooth everything out. And then I'll airbrush this a color. And maybe I'll even put a symbol or something on here. I don't know. Wow. But I do like this. This is kind of like step one. When it's completely done, I will show you guys what it really looks like. But so far, I'm pretty happy with this case.
Very cool. Guess what?
It's midnight.
It's midnight.
That is going to be
I got turned into a pumpkin.
Okay.
I gotta go to bed now.
You go to bed now. Thank you so much for watching. Really hope you had a great day. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will talk to you next time.
Bye, guys.